Ladies and gentlemen, we already have our first look of DLC 3 for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and Treyarch has said personal log Edward Richtofen recording. Now, what's crazy is we don't even know the name of this map yet, but we already have our first official image, and what does this scream to you? To me, this is Dead of the Night from Black Ops 4, but when I look at this image, it doesn't really look like an actual Zombies experience. There's no perks, there's no gobblegum machine, there's no wall buys, and so I'm assuming that what we're seeing here is probably the spawn room area. I mean, you probably spawn right about here. It looks very reminiscent to Citadel Daymore, and then right here in these two archways, you probably have two dividing sections, kind of like Verrückt, where one goes one way and the other goes the other way, and then it obviously looks like we have two levels to this map, very reminiscent to what we saw back in Dead of the Night. Now, like I said, what this is probably going to entail in terms of the majority of the gameplay mechanics is what we saw in this Liberty Falls intro cutscene. And I believe the majority of what we're going to be seeing for the Wonder Weapons are harkening weapons from the older maps. And I feel like this map is actually going to play more similar to a World at War zombie style map, where it's very confined and very close quarters, and probably one of the toughest maps on the game, especially judging by this intro cutscene here, where, like I said, we're definitely going to be getting the Wunderwaffe, we're definitely going to be getting the Ray Gun Mark II, and the leakers are definitely saying that we could be seeing the Double Tap 2.0 perk coming back, and I better see Treyarch putting that in all the promotional material for this map, because that is going to be a massive deal, and I better see Blanchard as an actual playable NPC character inside of the map, helping us with the Easter egg. I want it to at least be something a little bit more than what we saw for Liberty Falls with Panos, and maybe Panos is going to be obviously introduced with this game, but the main Easter egg of how this map is going to be playing is obviously going to be tying in the Chaos Zombie storyline with the Dark Ether storyline, where we have the Sentinel artifact, the amulet obviously from Citadel Daymore and the Tomb, and we're obviously going to be combining those and potentially using that to take out the Samantha boss fight that we saw all the way back in Forsaken. So the Forsaken might even be coming back in this map. We might even have Ava from MW3 Zombies. I don't know what's going to happen, but one thing that I definitely want to see happen, and I think this would be an absolute failure if Treyarch does not include this, is that Nolan North must play Richtofen. I know there's been a bunch of controversy with the voice lining and all of that, but if Nolan North is not at Richtofen in this map, and they're hyping it up as the Richtofen map, the community is going to lose it, and I can guarantee you on that, because that is the main thing that a lot of people want, as well as no zombie bosses that are being reused. I don't want to see amalgams. I don't want to see manglers. I don't want to even see Doppelgas. Even though I liked them in Citadel, I felt like they outstayed their welcome in the Tomb. And Milo's asking the real questions on the tweet here. He's asking, is the map launching at the start of Season 3, which is going to be April 3rd? And I actually have no clue as to what's going to happen with that. And people are even wondering, is there going to be an intro cutscene for this map? And I'm going to be honest, I doubt it, considering that the Liberty Falls map is pretty much already what the intro cutscenes seem to be. Now, again, people are asking for zero reused enemies, which I'm definitely a fan of, and also for them to pay their voice actors, because like I said, if Nolan North is not in this map, it's going to lose the entire community, especially since we know that the Black Ops 7 game is going to involve Primus somehow returning. A lot of people are also saying expectations are low. Personally, prove me wrong. I definitely agree with Kingman here for sure. And obviously, James here is saying, can't wait for the Dark Blanchard boss fight. I think they're going to be bringing back some of these like Chaos storyline gimmicks where some players are like the dark version or whatever. But honestly, I'm not really sure what to expect with this map, other than potentially we could be seeing a zombies map that is very similar to, like I said, Dead of the Night. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they brought back the Alistair's Folly or the Alistair's Annihilator on this map, considering that these maps are so reminiscently similar. But I'm going to be honest with you, sure, it might be similar in layout, sure, it might even be similar in aesthetic, but I doubt it's going to play even remotely close to Dead of the Night. If anything, and I hate to say this, I feel like it's going to play much more similarly to the Tomb, where it's a confined zombies map where you get one wonder weapon and there's not really too much hanging on outside of that. I know a lot of people we're quite upset with how the tomb was delivered in, obviously with its side Easter eggs and obviously its main Easter egg. But I just hope that there's at least some sort of lore explanation in this mansion map, because it doesn't really make sense as to how we're going to go from where we were at the tomb with the Sentinel artifact all the way to Black Ops 7 with the premise characters. And I do want to say that regardless of whatever happens with this map, I'll obviously be playing DLC 3 and DLC 4 until the finale of Black Ops 6. But with Black Ops 7, this is sort of the game where I think I'm definitely going to be switching up a lot of my content. I feel like I've definitely done so much zombies content to the point now where it's like I'm definitely starting to run out of ideas on what exactly I want to do. And so if you're going to be seeing some more horror game content from me on the main channel, or potentially even some GTA 6 content, don't even be shocked about that, just because it just seems like the community is not meshing well with Black Ops 6. I've always said this before, you can always tell a zombies game is successful based off of the community that it generates on YouTube. And I would say with Black Ops 6, this has generated a lot less of a community than even Black Ops Cold War has done. And that to me is really sad, considering that, like I said, Black Ops 6 had such a stellar launch with Terminus and Citadel Day War, and right now it just seems like it is hanging on life support. Like, I've never seen one zombies map like the Tomb just completely cripple the zombies community to this point where it just seems like the complete lack of hype is there with this community. And obviously the Activision bundles and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles update and all this Squid Game stuff, it's definitely not helping. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that, oh, it's extra content, we should be happy. Like, listen, if I gotta pay more for the original game just to have extra content, that is a completely terrible sign. And that's why I just hope that this map, my bottom line expectation is two things. We get some more lore as to what's going on in this map, and number two, we also figure out that this map is going to somehow tie in with Black Ops 7 and actually have more of a lifespan than the Tomb. That is all I could hope for, and I think that's really going to be dependent on how the Easter egg plays and whatnot. And like I said, I feel like it's probably not even going to have an intro cutscene, so I doubt that that is going to really be explained in full with the map. And I just hope that we can at least end Black Ops 6 stronger than the way that we had it with the Tomb, because like I said, BO6 was one of the best launches for zombies, and somehow we have fallen so far behind, it just doesn't even make sense to me. And honestly, listen, I think Black Ops 6 could end on a high note. It just really depends on how it goes, because remember, Kevin Drew, I don't know what's going on with me there. Kevin Drew, I lagged with the gameplay right there, stated that he wanted to have a super Easter egg that was even better than Lee Ross's Infinite Warfare Easter egg. And so that is some mighty words to say. And he said this on Twitter. You can go and check that out and look at it. And so I'm hoping that he delivers on those words, and hopefully with the post content of this game, that it can be strong enough, obviously, to lead us in. Because listen, we're already in March. April's coming up. We're about to be getting some teasers probably for the next Call of Duty game any month now. It could be like from now up until summer, I would say. And so we're going to have to see, hopefully, how Black Ops 7 looks and performs. But like I said, if it's not up to par, like a lot of people are saying, I will definitely be going to GTA 6 and obviously horror game content.